Good morning, students. In previous video, we have discussed about the birth of Chola dynasty, founder of Chola dynasty, important kings of Chola dynasty, and their administration. But in today's video, we are going to discuss about economic conditions of Cholas, religious conditions, their religion, art and architecture. But all these aspects today we are going to discuss in this video. Let us start from that. Well, dear students, as I told you, let me start from economic life of Cholas. One-sixth part of the land revenue used to be collected as a tax. My dear students, we must know that to run any kingdom, any state, we need a lot of income, and to that income we had various sources. But during the rule of Cholas, what was the source of income to the Cholas? Let us see here. One is land revenue. So land revenue was the main source of Cholas. One-sixth part. For example, if a farmer had grown 6 bags of jowar or barley, at that time he has to give to the kingdom 1 bag of barley or jowar to the king as a tax. The next one, special attention had been given to the irrigation system. So Cholas knew very well that if irrigation is proper, then we can get a good yield. When farmers can get a good yield, they can pay the taxes in time and properly. That is why they had given a lot of attention to the irrigation system. They not only given the attention to irrigation system, they had constructed many lakes which can help in the cultivation. And the Belanduru lake near Bangalore is one of the lake which is built by Cholas. And they built a very huge pond which is in Tamil Nadu today. The name of that pond is Gangai Konda Cholapuram. So Gangai Konda Cholapuram is a very huge pond which is constructed by Cholas for the purpose of irrigation. So now let us see the next point. See, now on your slide you are watching a Belanduru lake near Bangalore which was constructed by Cholas, but today it is in a very disastrous situation, in devastating situation which was totally collapsed. And this is a huge pond which was constructed by Cholas. The name of that pond is Gangai Konda Cholapuram, which you are watching on your video. Now let us study about art and architecture of Cholas. See, before that we have to understand what religion they had followed. They had followed Shaivists. So Cholas were Shaivitas or Shaivist. So they built many Shiva temples. So they believe in Shiva, God Shiva, and they followed the principles of God Shiva Shaivist, so that they had constructed a lot of temples in the name of Shiva. The one very good example is Brihadeshwara temple in Tanjavur, which is a very huge temple constructed by Cholas, a very tallest one, that is Brihadeshwara temple, and it is 500 feet tall and it is in a courtyard of 250 feet wide, 500 feet height, and its shikara, that is Kapola, is 200 feet tall. So it is a very biggest temple can be seen still today in Tamil Nadu, which was constructed by Cholas. Another important temple was Choleshwara temple, which was built by Rajendran. So King Rajendran had constructed a temple, that is Choleshwara temple. Then Aparameya temple near Channapattana in Karnataka, near Channapattana, they had constructed one more temple, that is Aparameya temple. And Choleshwara temple in Beguru near Bengaluru, and Mukteshwara temple near Binnamangala are the temples built by the Cholas in Karnataka. So Cholas not only constructed temples in Tamil Nadu, they also constructed temples in Karnataka also. One is Choleshwara temple near Begur of near Bengaluru in Begur, and another one is Mukteshwara temple near Binnamangala, that is also very near to Bengaluru. So these two temples are constructed in Karnataka. And the temples, obviously, temples have been used so far for religious purposes, religious rituals. But during the time of Cholas, these temples have been used for the functions of economic and cultural centers. So they became economic and cultural centers. So these functions was used for the purpose of economy also, for the purpose of cultures also. And idols of Shiva, Ganapati, Vishnu, Durga and Kartikeya of this time are famous. Means during the time of Cholas, a very famous idols, that is Shiva idol, Ganapati, Vishnu, Durga and Kakateya. These are the very important idols. Now let us see on your screen the temple Brihadeshwara, which is constructed in Tanjavur of Tamil Nadu. 500 feet height, 250 feet wide. Now let us see another angle of Brihadeshwara temple. Now Gangaikonda Cholapuram, where a huge pond was constructed by Cholas. This is a Gangaikonda Cholapuram temple. And this is a Choleshwara temple in Berur near Bangalore. And Mukuteshwara temple at Binnamangala near Bangalore, which is in Karnataka. And these are the idols, and the idols of Shiva, Ganapati, other temples can be seen here. Say idol of Durga, Ganapati, okay, these are the important idols, and Kartikeya, idols of Kartikeya. Now let us discuss about education of Cholas. What kind of education had been given during the time of Cholas, that is important, we have to understand here. See, let us see, the Cholas established many agraharas to encourage education. My dear students, agraharas means it is a colony of Brahmin people where they are living. So it is a colony of Brahmins, and that colony was called as agraharas. In that agraharas, education was imparting, means education was giving during the time of Cholas in agraharas. In that, the Uttarameruru agrahara is very famous among all the agraharas. Many agraharas were there, but among them, Uttarameruru was a very famous one. Uttarameruru agrahara was very famous one, and the temples were center of education. So education not only given in agraharas, education also given in temples. And also already we know that these temples were used for the purpose of economic development and cultural centers. And now here we are understanding that these are the centers of education also. They were also centers of religious activities. Now let us see the next point. Let us see here a temple in Uttarameruru. Uttarameruru, it is a name of agrahara. There also one temple. In that temple they might have been given a education. Now literature. What was the contribution of Cholas to literature? Let us see here. And the period of Cholas in Tamil Nadu are very important. Why? because Tamil literature found an all-round development. See, during the rule of Cholas, Tamil literature got all-round development in literature. And very important works, noteworthy works, means very significant important works are Ramayana, which was written by Kamba. You are watching the picture of Kamba in your video, and he had written Ramayana. Okay, that is Tamil Ramayana. And Periyara Purana. Periyar, one of the greatest scholar, social reformer of Tamil Nadu. And Periyara Purana composed by secular and Tirukkadevas Jivika Chintamani. Tirukkadeva had written Jivika Chintamani. So this is about the literature of Cholas. My dear students, here is the completion of Cholas. If you have any doubts, you can comment me in inbox. I will try to rectify all your doubts.